Y'all, I just went to Lowe's and come back, and both wheels are red hot now, both sides. I think this side over here is actually hotter than the other side, but I replaced both of the front brake lines on this truck, both sides. It's got to be either the calipers or the master cylinder. I think it's master cylinder. I didn't know the phone was zoomed in. But yeah, when I got this truck out of the weeds over there, the brake pedal was stuck, and I pushed down on it real hard and got the brake pedal to come loose. But I'd say more than likely it's the master cylinder giving me problems. Because like I said, it was stuck. This old master cylinder, it's been on here forever, so I figure I'm gonna have to get another master cylinder. It was making a hissing sound. It ain't doing that now. But I guess the brakes are locking up. There's probably what was wrong. Look at that, y'all. Holy cow. Might have been blocking the hole down in there. It hissed when I pulled that up out of there. Yeah, I took a rubber out of there, but I'm just gonna let it cool off and see if I got brakes without that rubber being in there. I mean, it's not that I didn't have brakes. I had brakes, but they're locking up. That's what I mean. It's either the calipers doing it or that master cylinder. Like I said, that master cylinder was stuck when I took it out of there, so I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it ain't this booster here causing it. It feels hot too. Of course, even the master cylinder feels hot, and that's not right. All right, y'all. See you in a bit. Good morning, y'all. Another morning. Yeah, probably about 8:30. Yeah, I had old Freckles out there yesterday, and brake shoes locked up on it. I figured out why though. But yeah, you can see the frost on the windshield there. Yeah, I was out to garden there yesterday and seen that I had two tomatoes turning orange like that park light there. But yeah, I went to put my phone on the table in the living room there the other day, and I got about halfway over the table, and my phone slipped out of my hand. Well, these phones are so daggone slick. But anyway, it hit the edge of the table and it flipped over face down and slammed into the floor, and whatever it hit, when it hit the floor, it busted the screen in it. But anyhow, I'm going to get me another phone now. I guess it's a good thing they make them every day. Probably unlock this truck here in a little bit and open it up and roll the windows down in it. It's supposed to be like 75 degrees today. It's supposed to be really warm. Y'all, another day. I figure y'all probably noticed that hole back there in the firewall. Yeah, I got to get a windshield wiper motor. That's where the windshield wiper motor goes. There ain't no windshield wiper motor in here because it burned up. And the electronic box that goes in here behind the glove compartment. You can take the glove compartment down, and back in there, there's a electronic box back in there that goes to that switch over there at the steering column, runs the wires run across over here to that box, and then it runs from that box back out to the windshield wipers. I gotta get that electronic switch too. Ain't nothing but a daggone circuit board that runs the intermediate and all that stuff over there on the dash. But yeah, I gotta get that too. I know where the switch is. I got it in there in the house. But I don't know what I done with the windshield wiper motor. I don't know if I throwed it in the junk pile or what I did with it. Yeah, a few more little things I got to do to this truck. I'll probably have to go to junkyard or something. Get the windshield wiper motor and that box that goes up underneath the dash. Well, yesterday I was up underneath this truck cleaning the frame. That's what I'm doing now. You can see the brush there. Where I've been cleaning the frame and stuff, but probably gonna get it all cleaned off eventually and put some paint on it. But I got a hold of the bell housing, the transfer case right there, and pulled myself across to this side. And I noticed the transfer case moved. I was like, what the heck? And I got looking, and up here where the bell housing bolts to the transmission, up here, it's got bolts right there, one right there, and there's one over on that side, and then there's two on the top, on each side. Well, all the bolts was going out of it, and I also noticed that there's a gap right in here between the bell housing and the transmission. Well, I got over there in my toolbox and started getting bolts and pulled it back together. Found bolts that would fit, and well, anyway, I pulled it back together. But yeah, this transmission was loose from the bell housing. But anyway, I double wrenched those bolts and tightened them down real tight. There's one over here on this side. I had to put a spacer on it. I don't know if I can turn this light on or not. Yeah, I guess I can. But yeah, right there, you can see I put a spacer on that bolt. Yeah, there's no bolt in it at all. Then the one up top, it was gone. I had to get one put in it. And there was one over here, I think. Right here, that one. It was loose, but it was still in there, still holding it together, but it was in there. But the one up top, it's still gone. It's broke off or something. That one up here, where it goes in right there, it's broke off. But anyway, I can't get a bolt in it. But I double wrenched that one and tightened it down real good, and double wrenched that one over here and tightened it down real good. And then the one up on top, I double wrenched it and tightened it down real good. Yeah, it's just a rolled cigarette, y'all. It's not a joint, but yeah, sometimes I roll my own cigarettes a lot. But yeah, I've had to take a starter out of it and take it apart and redo it too, because the pin come out of the appendix, and the appendix come loose from the gear that turns the flex plate in there, but not flex plate, but flywheel in this. But yeah, I've been underneath here doing a lot of work and a lot of cleaning and stuff on the old truck. But so keep the dirt out of the frame and everything, because that dirt can cause a lot of rot. And if you can get it out of there, you're better off too. Well, y'all can see in that little clip there that I left out of here real early this morning. I'm at home now, but yeah, I put 20 bucks in that truck, old Freckles, went all the way to Sugar Creek, started down the mountain. The brakes kind of got a little bit hot. They wasn't real bad, but anyhow, we hooked up the trailer and was coming back out of Sugar Creek and coming down this side of the mountain, and the brakes got pretty hot, but they cooled off coming down the mountain. So we went on over to Beckley and picked up a four-wheeler. Of course, I was pulling his trailer, but yeah. But anyway, we went on over to Beckley and was going our way back, and we kind of run out of gas. Thanks to my father-in-law, he saved the day. He come and gave me some gas money. But yeah. I'm glad, I'm tickled to death for him. I'm proud of what he does. But anyway, I ended up having to leave old Freckles sitting over on the creek because the brakes got real hot, and by then it was real low on gas anyway. But it probably would have made it back over here, but I don't know. The brakes was locking up on it real bad, and I was afraid to try to drive it back over here, so I just left it sitting over there until the 28th. My cousin's girlfriend, or wife, she gets her check on the 28th. She gonna put gas in it, and I guess we'll drive it back over here then. But well, at least I got this truck here to, if I need to go anywhere and do anything, I can use this truck here on midnight. But it is leaking gas out of the accelerator pump on the carburetor, but it will run. But anyway, if I have to, I'll use it. I walked out to the garden there a while ago and picked a nice orange tomato off of my tomato plant there. Looks good, don't it? All right, y'all, another day. Yeah, it rained all night, or all day yesterday, and all night last night. You can see water on that thing there, but yeah, water in that and stuff, but see water all over the bumper. But yeah, just out here messing around a little bit. Sound like they're over there working on the road, maybe cleaning ditches or something. My other truck is stuck over on Sugar Creek right now until the 28th. It was real low on gas anyway. Didn't know if it'd make it home anyhow. But the brakes master cylinder was giving me problems, so the brakes got real hot. But oh, that's neighbor up there on the hill up there at that White House working. But anyhow, I got to get it back over here on the 28th. But at least I got this one. At least this one is legal, and it will run. Although the diaphragm pump's leaking on the carburetor, but it'll still run. I can get back and forth with it if I need to. Hey y'all, another day here in West Virginia. Yeah, just out here messing with this old truck again. I took that diaphragm pump off of the carburetor there, and that right there, and right there. But anyway, I took it off of there, and I put a piece of rubber in behind that diaphragm pump. You can see the rubber around it there. I'll put it on the back side of that diaphragm pump, in between the spring and the pump. Put it back together, and I've had it sitting here running. And so far, it's not leaking no fuel out of it at all. And it does still pump gas that way. But yeah, so far it's not leaking. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I had it sitting here running there a minute ago. It ain't got much gas in it. I don't know if I'll make it down to the gas station to put gas in it or not, but you gotta put it in. I'm put it in neutral. It does have a block behind it, but starts right up. Now you can see that gas gauge right there, down on the empty mark. Almost, anyway. That's the way it should do. Like I gotta plug misfiring a little bit, but it'll be all right. Well, I gotta get gas for it, but yeah, it is really low on gas. I got a bunch of stuff in here: battery charger, impact, box of sockets. I got another big box of sockets behind that, in that thing, behind the seat toolbox. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff. I gotta get carpet put in here, and seat cover. Probably gonna get some armor on, clean my dash real good. But yeah, I fixed this switch here for the front and back tanks, where the gas gauge works on both of them. I gotta put gas in both tanks on this. Probably about 20 bucks a piece in each one for 5 gallons of gas. But yeah, that's the way it goes. Even after me being in the truck and starting it up, let it run for a few seconds, turn it back off. No fuel coming out of there. If I had to, I just put a piece of rubber in there for a block off and do away with that diaphragm pump. I might have to pour gas down the carburetor to get it started of the mornings or whatever, but hey, it'd be better than having a gas leak. Don't y'all agree? Comment below. It's free. Free to hit that subscribe button too, y'all. If y'all are not subscribed, check my videos out down below. This one too also. Yeah, I have some other ones down below, a bunch of them y'all can check out. And this old Ford and my other Ford and the van and a Jeep and side by side and a bunch of stuff there. Y'all can check it out. Yeah, I still ain't got old Freckles back over here yet. Today's the 26th. I'm supposed to go get it on the 28th, so that's a couple of days away still yet. But I gotta fix that bed there too also. Y'all can see where it did have a great big dent there, but I straightened it up. What happened was my cousin was hauling junk and he put a strap over the junk that was in here. You can see where he even pulled it so tight that he creased that in. I'm going to fill that in with Bondo, and there, dents he put in it, there. I'll fill those in with Bondo, I guess, and sand them down. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit of work to get this bed back into shape. When I first got this truck from my cousin Ernie, this bed didn't even have a dent in it. Like this tailgate. This tailgate was perfect, and look at it now. He hauled a lot of junk in this old truck. Bent the tailgate and stuff. But yeah, I need another front bumper and another tailgate actually, but well, just an old work truck though. But this dent here, I think it was already there when it was over in the junkyard. I think that dent was already there when this door was in the junkyard anyway. But these mirrors come off of that van. The tires and rims come off of that van. That engine, it came out of the van. That's a 302 with 50 heads, a little bit bigger valves, and it does have a little bit of a radical cam in it. Not a lot, but probably first grade radical cam. It's not very great, but yeah, I'm gonna go out there periodically and every once in a while and see if that diaphragm pump is leaking or not. You see the blur in my phone like above my head there, where I busted the screen on this phone, busted it right through the camera lens. Yeah, same day, me and my father-in-law was talking earlier. This truck does sound like it's got a miss. I don't think it's got a radical cam in it or anything, but it sounds like it's got a miss at idle. I did put new plugs in it, and it's got a new distributor cap and rotor button, but it probably needs wires. That might be the missing sound that it's making. It's either that or a radical cam, but it could be that it's missing. Like my father-in-law said, it could have been idling too low, but I did set the idle up a little bit there a little while ago. Yeah, I'm going to start it up, see if it still sounds that way, but I don't want to let it run long because it's so low on gas right now that it might not even make it to the gas station the way it is now. It's so low on fuel. You can see right there. It's on E. That's not giving it any gas or anything. Yeah, that sounds better. that idle was turned down a little bit too much, but I don't want to let it run because I'm not sure if it'll even make it to the gas station or not. But yeah, it does sound a whole lot better than it did. Yeah, it's an old 4-speed with granny gear. That's granny gear right there. Then that second, third is a little bit tricky. Fourth, then reverse. But yeah, it is an old granny 4-speed transmission. I like to find a 5-speed somewhere that I can get pretty cheap, put in this truck, or just save it for backup. But I don't know if I'd go through the hassle of changing the transmission or not. That's a big job. I know when I put that transmission in there, it took me a while to do it. But yeah, it sounds a lot better than it did. Well, y'all, it is dark. It is nighttime now. And there still ain't no gas dripping out of there. Well, I guess I pretty much fixed it, so. Yeah, I guess I pretty much fixed it. But yeah, I don't know why it looks a little bit wet on camera, but it's not wet. But yeah, it is nighttime and dark out here. I just got my flashlight on. But anyway, it's late evening. But anyhow, I guess I fixed that.